Hello everyone, and welcome to today's sharing. Lately, I have been studying Master Zhongfei's Huanzhu family precepts. There is a passage in it that is particularly piercing. It acts like a mirror, reflecting a common ailment among us clever people. Master Zhongfei mentions that in ancient times, those who attained high levels of cultivation were willing to go to monasteries and take on the most humble, trivial tasks, husking rice, carrying water, or managing the meal. Some people couldn't understand it, thinking, isn't this a waste of a great talent? But the master said that because they were sincere in the way, they had long since forgotten the concepts of high or low, noble or base. In contrast, many people today feel they are extraordinary the moment they possess a bit of wit or talent. When they arrive at a monastery and the master assigns them some menial chores, they feel indignant. I am so talented, and you're making me do this. Isn't this arrangement wrong? Not only do they refuse to do it, but they also ridicule the person in charge behind their back for mismanaging them. Do you see the pattern? Such people are, in fact, far from enlightened. Whether a person is awakened isn't found in how deeply they can discuss Zen philosophy. It's found in their attitude towards these trivial affairs. The moment you open your mouth to complain, your ignorance, warped views and folly are fully exposed. Even without speaking, it shows in the messiness of your desk and the lack of wisdom in your daily life. It leaks out everywhere. This brings us to our theme today. We are constantly living in a delusion of self-importance. Core exploration, the daydream versus the fragmented night dream. Master Zhongfei said, the past is a delusion that has gone. The present is the delusion before our eyes. The future is a delusion yet to arrive. Simply put, it is all a dream. Many people find the word delusion or illusory too abstract. In fact, it is easiest to understand through the concept of a dream. Everyone has dreamed. If you fall into water in a dream and are about to drown, you wake up in a panic only to find your bed is bone dry. So, where was the water that almost drowned you? In the dream, it was real. In reality, it was nothing. The master tells us that our waking life is also a dream. The difference is that dreams at night are fragmented. They are the chaotic fabrications of the memories in your alaya, eighth consciousness. But the daydream is logical. It follows your senses, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, mind, to perceive the external world, and then it begins to weave a story. The scariest part? In the process of weaving, we add a massive amount of personal baggage, our karmic habits and afflictions. It's as if we are all wearing tinted glasses. Some wear red, some wear green. When you see something and think it's delicious or important, that is merely the color of your lenses. Take the master's example of making dumplings. You think dumplings are the greatest delicacy, so you work hard to make them for someone else, assuming they'll love them too. In reality, they are miserable while eating them, only forcing themselves to swallow to save your feelings. Most of what we call understanding others is just using our own delusions to interpret theirs. This mismatch is the root of our suffering. Deep dive, your life is strangled by labels. The master said something incredibly profound. All phenomena are at peace. Only I am making a fuss. The substances of this world sour, sweet, bitter, spicy, salty are inherently just characteristics of matter. They have no intrinsic good or bad, nor are they lovable or hateful. However, every one of us is a master of labeling. If you like a dessert, you stick a happiness label on it. If someone offends you, you stick a hateful label on them. And then what? Not only do you believe the labels, you make them real. You feel that thing is substantially good or substantially bad. This is like the story of Yajnadatta in the Shurangama Sutra. He looked in a mirror and saw a head, but then thought he had no head and began running around in a frantic craze. Did he really lose his head? It was there the whole time. But he stuck the label of lost my head on himself, and so fear, anxiety, and madness followed. Our modern pathologies are the same. Take diabetes, for example. It is a physiological loss of control and disorientation. Your cells are clearly full-stuffed with waste, but because the insulin door won't open, they can't receive the signal. So they desperately signal the brain, I'm hungry. I need more sugar. This is a cycle of effortless bad habits. You don't have to think. Your hand automatically reaches for the sweets that harm you. You know they are harmful, but you can't control yourself because that delicious label is stuck too firmly. It has become your instinct. The solution: how to transform nature within this delusion. Since we know our current problems stem from being corrupted by habit since childhood, how do we turn it around? The Master gives us a very practical path. Change your quality. Learn to block and establish. Right now, we are like cotton. When dirty water touches us, we soak it all in, becoming heavy and rotten. We must find a way to become like a lotus. The lotus lives in the water, but it is not stained by it. This change in quality comes from a firm realization of cause and effect, karma. For example, the Buddha taught his disciples to eat one meal a day at noon. Would the Buddha harm us? Absolutely not. He made this rule because he possessed great wisdom. He knew that overeating only harms our cultivation and our bodies. What we must do is re-establish healthy habitual perfuming, Vaisana. Step 1 is endurance, recognition. This isn't about suppressing yourself. It's about recognizing and awakening. See through the illusion behind those temptations. Step 2 is establishment. Establish the wisdom of ease. This is different from labeling. A label is stuck onto something. It is an entanglement. Wisdom is illusory establishment. What is illusory establishment? It is like the celestial beings. If I want it, it is there. If I don't need it, it vanishes. It never becomes a burden. What we want to establish is that unattached and unconditioned mind of liberation. Conclusion: letting go is the greatest freedom. Finally, the Master used a brilliant analogy regarding oxygen. Is oxygen important to us? We'd die without it. But have you ever seen someone suffering because they were trying to fight for oxygen or hoard it? No. Why? Because no one told you that you need to grasp it. You know it's there. You use it, but you have no obsession with possessing it. But for money, fame, and relationships, people teach us to grasp, they even teach us to hold on for dear life. Consequently, grasping it is bitter because we fear losing it. Failing to grasp it is even more bitter because of the resentment. So, if you want purity, it's actually very simple. Stop dwelling on those old, stained memories. From this moment on, stop labeling. As the Master said, since you already know this is all just Yajnadatta-style self-inflicted trouble, read that story a few more times. When you realize that the good, bad, or right, wrong you are clinging to is actually just a scrap of waste paper you stuck there yourself, you will naturally be willing to let go. lay down the butcher's knife and become a Buddha on the spot. This knife is actually the afflictions and discriminations within our own hearts. Alright, that's all for today's sharing. I hope everyone can try to peel off one label from their heart today and feel that long-lost, unentangled freedom. See you next time.